people enjoy being on trend and having clothes that make them feel good without putting a dent in their savings. This is why many people turn to inexpensive online stores such as Shein, Amazon, Wish, and Romwe to buy their clothes. But choosing to shop at these type of stores is rarely sustainable and often unethical. Why? 2 words: fast fashion. But what is fast fashion, and how does it affect the planet? Well, fast fashion is trendy clothing that is cheap, inexpensive, and samples ideas from the catwalk or celebrity culture and then produces them in retail and online stores rapidly to meet customer demand. As innocent as this all sounds, there are many issues with this ever-spinning cycle of supply and demand. Anything mass-produced is going to affect the environment. We know this. But did you know that the fashion industry is one of the least sustainable industries in the world? It lacks in every category. For example, the fashion industry accounts for 10% of all global carbon emissions. The aviation industry, or aeroplanes, only account for about 2 to 3%. The equivalent of 1 garbage truck full of clothes is burned or dumped in a landfill each second. In total, 85% of all textiles go to the dump each year. That is enough clothes to fill the Sydney Harbour annually. And that's not all. It takes about 700 gallons of water to produce 1 cotton shirt. That's enough water for 1 person to drink at least 8 cups per day for 3.5 years. It also takes about 2,000 gallons of water to produce a pair of jeans. That's more than enough for 1 person to drink 8 cups per day for 10 years. But that's not all. The fashion industry would be non-existent without the hard work of millions of individuals that produce the clothes we wear every day. But a lot of the labourers in the fast fashion industry are treated unfairly. This is seen in the poor working conditions, unfair wages, unreasonable hours, child labour, and a lack of benefits for workers in sweatshops. A sweatshop is an often overcrowded and unsafe workplace dedicated to manufacturing products, normally run from a warehouse. Around 60% of all Australian clothing is outsourced to sweatshop workers overseas. Since 2012, there have been at least 1,600 deaths, including suicides, in sweatshops. A large number of those deaths were children. There are an estimated 250 million children between the ages of 5 and 14 working in sweatshops worldwide. And as we have recently seen, trends are passing quicker and quicker, so these numbers will only rise. As we can see from these examples, the fashion industry, specifically the manufacturing of fast fashion, is completely unsustainable, and there are meaningful changes that need to be made, which we can all play a part in. Here are 3 ways you can be more sustainable while you shop. Number 1. Thrift. Thrifting is a fun way to buy clothes while also being sustainable and ethically conscious. Most thrift stores are run by churches and charities, a lot of which give back to the environment and the community. Thrift stores also do not negatively affect the planet, as all items from shoes to electronics are recycled or donated. And if you have clothes you no longer want, instead of putting them into landfill, you can donate them. Not only would you be playing an active role in saving the planet, but you would also be saving money and helping people. Another way to be fashion forward and environmentally conscious would be to borrow and swap clothes with friends. Have you ever been invited to a party and felt like you had nothing to wear, so you go online and buy a cheap outfit from a dodgy online store? Most of us have been there. But next time something like this happens, try asking your friend if you could borrow one of their outfits. There are many benefits to swapping and borrowing clothes. It's free, fun, and allows you to see what an outfit would look like before you buy it for yourself. There are so many people that would be open to the idea of swapping outfits, so try hosting a clothes trading party. Invite your friends and encourage them to bring clothes they'd be willing to trade. It could also be an awesome opportunity to experiment with new styles. Number 3. Learn how to sew. Sewing sounds difficult, but wouldn't it be cool to say that you made your own clothes? Learning how to sew is extremely beneficial for the environment because damaged items can be mended instead of thrown into landfill. One of the biggest problems with buying cheap clothing online is incorrect sizing, inaccurate colors or designs, and overall dissatisfaction with items. This leads to many clothes being returned and thrown into the landfill. When you make your own clothes, you're ethically producing clothing that you have full control over.
This means less waste and better quality clothes for you.
I know you're thinking, I'm only one person. How could my actions changing help the environment? Well, even if just 10 people make small changes to their shopping habits, we can begin the transition into a more sustainable fashion industry.